Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, The Secret of the Puppy in the Abandoned House. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. In a quiet village hugged by whispering pines and winding streams, there lived a fluffy little puppy named Sparky, a scrappy terrier mix with a coat of chestnut curls and eyes that twinkled with curiosity. Sparky belonged to Emma, a cheerful girl who loved exploring with her furry friend. One sunny morning, as golden lights spilled over the meadows, Sparky's ears perked up at the sight of the old abandoned house at the edge of the village. Its weathered shutters and ivy-covered walls seemed to call to him, promising adventure. With a yip of excitement, Sparky tugged at Emma's sleeve, his tail wagging like a tiny propeller. Emma laughed, her braid bouncing as she followed. "All right, Sparky, what's got you so excited?" she asked, her voice bright with amusement. The house, long empty, was a village mystery. Some said it was haunted, but Sparky didn't care about rumors. He scampered through the overgrown garden, sniffing every corner. Dandelions tickled his nose, making him sneeze adorably, which sent Emma into giggles. As they reached the creaky porch, Sparky's nose caught a faint, intriguing scent, something sweet, like honey and old paper. Pushing open the squeaky door, they stepped into a dusty parlor filled with forgotten treasures, faded paintings, a wobbly rocking chair, and a fireplace covered in cobwebs. Sparky's paws pattered across the wooden floor, his tail a blur of joy. He darted to a corner where a loose floorboard wiggled under his weight. With a determined nudge, he pushed it aside, revealing a small, dusty box. Emma knelt beside him, her eyes wide. "Sparky, you little detective," she exclaimed, brushing off the box. Inside were old letters tied with a ribbon, their ink faded but full of stories from long ago. Sparky barked happily, as if he'd uncovered a pirate's treasure. The discovery set the tone for their adventure. Sparky pranced around Emma, his fluffy fur bouncing as she read snippets of the letters aloud, tales of love and laughter from the house's former owners. The puppy's excitement was contagious, and Emma couldn't help but feel they'd stumbled onto something special. As the morning sun streamed through cracked windows, Sparky and Emma knew this was just the beginning of their day in the mysterious house. By midday, Sparky was in full explorer mode, his little legs carrying him up a creaky staircase to the house's upper floor. The abandoned house was a maze of rooms, each filled with curiosities that made Sparky's tail wag faster. Emma followed close behind, her laughter echoing as Sparky darted under an old bed, chasing a dust bunny that floated like a tiny ghost. "Sparky, you're going to get us both covered in dust," she teased, but she was just as eager to explore. In one room, they found a wardrobe with a cracked mirror. Sparky yipped at his reflection, thinking it was another puppy ready to play. He bounced on his hind legs, paws tapping the glass, and Emma doubled over with laughter. "You silly pup, that's you," she said, scooping him up for a quick cuddle. Sparky licked her cheek, his warm tongue leaving a trail of giggles. Setting him down, Emma noticed a faded photo on a dresser, a family with a dog that looked suspiciously like Sparky. "Maybe you're related to this place," she joked, and Sparky tilted his head, as if considering the idea. Their next stop was an attic filled with trunks and old toys. Sparky's nose led him to a squeaky rubber ball hidden under a pile of blankets. With a triumphant bark, he grabbed it and zoomed around, the ball squeaking with every bounce. Emma joined in, tossing the ball down the hall, and Sparky chased it with boundless energy, skidding into walls with clumsy joy. The attic became their playground, and every squeak and laugh filled the house with life it hadn't seen in years. As they played, Sparky's keen ears caught a faint rustling from a corner. He dropped the ball and sniffed his way to a pile of old curtains, where a tiny mouse scurried out. Instead of chasing it, Sparky wagged his tail, as if inviting the mouse to join the fun. Emma clapped her hands. "You're too kind, Sparky," she said, marveling at her puppy's gentle heart. The afternoon was a whirlwind of play, and Sparky's joyful spirit made the dusty old house feel like a magical castle. As the sun dipped low, casting a warm glow through the house's windows, Sparky and Emma settled in the parlor with their treasures, the box of letters, the squeaky ball, and the faded photo. Emma untied the ribbon on the letters, reading more about the family who once lived here. a kind couple who loved their dog, a terrier named Rusty, who sounded just as playful as Sparky. The letters spoke of picnics, dances, and Rusty's habit of hiding treasures around the house. Emma's eyes sparkled. "Sparky, I think you were meant to find this place," she said, scratching his ears. Sparky, tired from his adventures, curled up on a rug, his tail still wagging softly. But his curiosity wasn't done yet. He sniffed the air and trotted to the fireplace, pawing at a loose brick. Emma, catching on to his knack for discoveries, helped him nudge it aside. Behind it was a small tin, rusted but intact, filled with tiny trinkets, a dog tag engraved with Rusty, a locket, and a note that read, "To whoever finds this, may our home bring you joy." Emma gasped, and Sparky let out a happy yip, as if he understood. Inspired by their find, Emma decided to share the house's story with the village. The next day, she and Sparky returned with neighbors, who marveled at the letters and trinkets. The village decided to restore the house as a community space, with Sparky as its unofficial mascot. At the grand reopening, Sparky pranced through the crowd, his red collar gleaming, stealing hearts with every wag. The house, once forgotten, was now alive with laughter, music, and Sparky's playful barks. Sparky's secret wasn't just the treasures he found. It was his ability to bring people together with his joyful spirit. As Emma hugged him under the twinkling lights of the restored house, she whispered, "You're the best secret keeper, Sparky." The puppy licked her face, his eyes bright with love, ready for the next adventure in their happy little village. The story of Sparky, the curious puppy and the secret of the puppy in the abandoned house, mirrors the joy and discovery we can find in everyday life when we approach it with an open heart. Sparky's enthusiasm for exploring the old house and his knack for uncovering hidden treasures reflect the value of curiosity and persistence in our modern, often busy lives. In 2025, where routines can feel monotonous and technology often overshadows simple pleasures, Sparky's story encourages us to seek out the hidden treasures around us. Whether it's rediscovering a neglected hobby, exploring a local park, or connecting with neighbors, his playful spirit reminds us to embrace small moments of joy, like playing with a pet or laughing with friends, to recharge our spirits. Additionally, Sparky's discoveries brought his community together, showing how sharing our passions can inspire others. To apply this, take time to explore your surroundings with fresh eyes, engage in small acts of kindness, and share your experiences to build connections. By channeling Sparky's curiosity and warmth, we can uncover joy in the ordinary and create meaningful moments that enrich our lives and those around us.